In the last video, we saw that Sejun and his black rabbit friend started hunting the crayfish that somehow ventured into their pond. The dumb crayfish rushed to their deaths by challenging Sejun, and ultimately ended up getting caught. Since it was very difficult to cut open the hard shells, Sejun used the technique of cooking them whole by roasting them after covering them in green onion leaves. Once they were completely cooked, he showed his rabbit friends how to open the crayfish by twisting its body. The rabbits relished the taste of the soft meat of the crustacean along with Sejun, who also taught them about the dip made as a side product of cooking the crayfish's brain and organs. The black warrior rabbit liked it so much that he slurped it up like a smoothie. Then Kyung paid Sejun a visit, and he took a whole pile of roasted crayfish for him. However, as he tried to teach the bear cub the technique to open it, Sejun found that Kyung had eaten it whole, including its shell. On the other hand, under the command of business tycoon Michael, some awakened hunters hunted down the skeletons on the second floor to vacate their villages. Michael visits the tower himself to check on the progress and remarks that he is not satisfied with the rate at which it is going. So he gives the leader of the expedition a list of people who have taken loans from their company to get awakened, and they were going to pay them by working in the tower without going outside. And this way, the work can be completed quickly. After that, Michael visits his tower farm, where the cherry tomatoes have ripened and are just waiting for him to taste them. He was happy that his dream project finally yielded results, but as soon as he tastes the first cherry tomato, he is forced to spit it out because it doesn't taste like anything at all. The scientists working on his farm try it too, and they find that not only does the tomato have no taste, its nutritional value is also close to zero. Michael was frustrated and rampaged through the field when he accidentally squished a tomato and found it had no seeds. Now, inside a decent house, which once belonged to the skeletons on the second floor of the tower, Michael sits with a single cherry tomato in front of him. It was not the ordinary cherry tomato that he bought from the wandering cat merchant. Instead, it was the tomato that his firm cultivated inside the tower themselves. Earlier, Michael got the shock of his life when he found out that the cherry tomato has no seeds. Without seeds, he could not even cultivate the crop further, and things like improving its variety were too far-fetched. He thinks hard and wonders if it is because of that one bane of the tower. 10 years ago, Michael was just a budding businessman working for his dad's company. Soon after the towers first appeared and inducted the first batch of people through the vanishing, he was one of the lucky people who was sucked inside. Like other people, Michael was also confused by whatever was happening, but he still accepted his role as a warrior inside the tower. However, the adventure part never resonated with him. What gave him joy and a sense of excitement was when he found how vast and spacious the land inside the tower was. Michael found something that brought joy to him, and I have found something similar for you. Let me give you a hint, it is a wonderful RPG game with the best graphics, a vast assortment of champions and bosses to defeat, and lots of new content that drops every month. This game boasts of spreading happiness and excitement to over 80 million players worldwide, and you can play it to compete at the top level or just to have some casual fun. You may have understood what I am talking about by now. Yes, it is the global heartthrob of gamers, Raid: Shadow Legends. You must know a lot about this game since everyone keeps talking about it. Have you heard about the cursed city that is available only after reaching level 52 in the game? As its name suggests, this game mode takes place in the cursed city of Centranos, where you have to face numerous challenges before coming face to face with the boss Amius, who can change between two forms just like your champions. Cursed City is going to be an amazing addition to the game that will enhance the PvE fun, as it has over 100 stages to complete in 4 increasingly difficult levels, and the higher you go, the better the rewards. Complete the Cursed City on hard mode and you will earn a mythical champion too. And that's not all, the Cursed City resets each month with new battle conditions and rewards for you to claim. There's more for you this festive season. When the weather outside is frightful, you need something delightful, right? Well, Raid: Shadow Legends has you covered. This month get involved in Raid's Christmas Story, a special holiday-themed event where you can follow Sir Nicholas through a festive story. It comes with mini games to solve and the chance to win both in-game and real-life prizes. If you haven't started playing yet, then what are you waiting for? Click my link in the description or scan my QR code to get insane bonuses available only via my link. You'll get 2 epic champions with my link, not 1 but 2 at once. First is Lightsworn, very strong epic champion from the Sacred Order. His kit allows you to keep a team alive with an increased defense buff and a revive on death skill. And the second is Epic Juliana after reaching level 15, an epic champion and a boss killer from the Sacred Order. She is attack type warrior wielding the magic affinity, thus very powerful against enemies with affinity. Once you're in and crushing your enemies, come find me under the name Solo Farmer, join my clan Dankmemes, and we'll be legends together. So, just hit my link in the description and I'll see you on the battlefield. From his childhood, Michael dreamt of opening the ultimate farm, and that almost came true when he saw the tower. There was everything he could need to create the farm of his dreams inside the tower. The sun was always up in the sky, and the land was fertile too. Michael thought that if he could grow crops on his land, he would create the ultimate farm, and with its help, he would dominate the global food market. So, he leveled up to a certain extent and then left the tower and went back straight to his dad to convince him about his dream project. His father saw some merit in his project and approved it, and everything went well as Michael started the tower farm project. With his team of agriculture experts and farmers and a large amount of seeds from different crops, Michael started working. But the problems arose unexpectedly. The ground did not let a single seed out of thousands sprout. Michael screamed and cursed the ground as he wondered why no plant was growing here. He shouted at the soil, asking why it was so barren for him, even after he had invested an unbelievable amount of money in seeds and in creating a suitable environment to grow crops here. The truth soon came to light. The news talked about the latest groundbreaking research that indicated that the awakened lose their reproductive abilities the moment they enter the tower. While for the awakened, it meant they could have some raw fun with their partner, the researchers warned against that too. They said that the loss of reproductive abilities was a side effect of their body suddenly adapting to the mana. However, reproductive abilities are restored when the level of the awakened exceeds 10. Amidst the worries about the declining birth rate, this news came as a shock to everyone around the world. Further research showed that losing fertility applied to the crops as well, and that is why they cannot grow inside the tower. Moreover, there was no way to level up the seeds coming from the outside, as they couldn't possibly kill monsters for XP. Michael knew he had to find another way, and then he had his eureka moment. He thought of using the crops that were grown and consumed in the tower already, because edible crops and food were sold in the tower just like on Earth. One day, Michael found a wandering dog merchant and asked him to sell some seeds. The merchant told Michael that he couldn't sell the seeds to him as they were all monopolized by a greedy guy named Grid on the 55th floor. At that time, Michael had climbed only up to the 10th floor, so going to the 55th floor was harder than climbing Mount Everest without an oxygen cylinder and barefoot. In the meantime, he had used up a lot of his dad's money, and his dad as well as other directors of the company treated him like an incompetent man. That time, the only excuse he could make was that it was the spirit of youth that drove him to take such a risk. And in front of the tall obstacle known as the tower, Michael's dream farming project shattered before yielding any results. But now, as he stares at the seedless cherry tomato, he decides that he can't give up like this. He commands his men to gather all the hunters they have and take them to the 38th floor at once. His subordinates are taken aback, but then Michael places a thick pouch of tower coins on the table, telling them that he does not care about how much money they spend. He wants them to buy all the D-grade magic cherry tomatoes from the wandering cat merchant by all means. Michael thinks that if E-grade magic cherry tomatoes don't work for him, he will try cultivating D-grade cherry tomatoes, hoping to get a different result if the grade is higher. He crushes the cherry tomato in his hand, saying that he will surely get his hands on it. The cherry tomatoes may put a restraining order against this man based on how he treats them. Back on the 99th floor, Theo is about to reach Sejun's cave when he spots some leaves on the ground. Theo recognizes those leaves as the green onions that Sejun grows. He keeps on collecting them, realizing that they were indeed Sejun's green onion leaves. As he is collecting them, Theo bumps into something, and when he looks up, he sees a black minotaur carefreely enjoying the leaves. The minotaur is surprised to see a wandering merchant, and Theo arrogantly asks him where he got the leaves he is eating. The minotaur points towards Sejun's field and says that he just picked up what was left on the ground over there. Theo shouts at him, saying that it is not possible. He claims that Sejun cherishes this grass, and he won't just leave it on the ground. Theo tells the minotaur all the uses of the green onion leaves, as Sejun had told him. It could be used to make bowls and ropes, and it can also occasionally be used to wipe himself clean after relieving himself in the morning. The minotaur should hope that he is not eating a leaf used as toilet paper. Theo asks the minotaur how dare he steal that precious grass, and he is taken aback. But then it is his turn to be angry, and he gives Theo a death stare and crushes the ground with his fists, as he asks Theo if he is accusing a proud warrior like him of being a thief. He asks him if he thinks a minotaur who lives and dies by honor will steal some petty leaves. The minotaur tells Theo that even if he is protected by his privileges as a wandering merchant, he can't let his rude comments slide. Now Theo is terrified of him, and he crouches in fear before the minotaur. but he regains his courage immediately and says that he did not lie earlier. He tells the Minotaur that they should ask Sejun about it, and he will tell the truth. The Minotaur accepts his challenge to see who is right and asks Theo to lead him to the man called Sejun. Theo confidently tells him to follow him. As they approach the cave, the Minotaur is certain that Sejun must have thrown out the grass. He can't see any other reason why such delicious grass would be left on the ground. However, he is also happy to meet him because his commander has tasked him with finding out the source of the grass. The Black Minotaur becomes his commander's fangirl as he thinks that the commander will praise him again for finding out about the source. Inside the cave, Sejun is sleeping peacefully when Theo calls him the chairman loudly as he declares his arrival. Theo's arrival literally rocks Sejun's world as he lands on his stomach and Sejun gets the equivalent of period cramps. As he crawls around because of the pain, Theo tells him that it is not the time to lie down and do nothing because he must come outside right away. Sejun somehow collects himself while dealing with the immense pain, and he asks Theo what the matter is. Theo proudly proclaims that he caught a thief, and Sejun wonders what he means. He climbs outside using the manual elevator and finds the Minotaur waiting impatiently for him near the entrance to the cave. Sejun's face turns blue, and he wets his pants as he stammers and asks Theo if this was the thief he caught. Theo jumps outside first and declares that this cow walking on 2 legs was indeed the thief. He tells Sejun to come out and scold him. Theo then shows him the green onion leaves he found the Minotaur eating and claims that he stole the grass. Sejun recognizes the leaves of the spring onion that he used to spread on the field. The Minotaur aggressively asserts that he just picked up what he found lying on the ground. He tells Sejun that if he wasn't going to throw the grass away, it wouldn't be lying on the ground outside his cave just like that. Sejun reads the information window of the creature, which just says that it is a black Minotaur. He wonders if he is the horn guy the mama bear was talking about. Sejun recalls that the horn guy dug up the ground during the blue moon and also stole the leaves he used to cover the field a few days ago. He is certain that the Minotaur was caught stealing the leaves red-handed by Theo today. As the Minotaur proclaims to be an honorable warrior and declares he would never steal, Sejun silently judges him, while Theo replies that the Minotaur is indeed a thief because they didn't throw away the leaves. However, Sejun is not listening too keenly to them. He thinks that Minotaurs are just cows who can walk on 2 feet and dig the ground deep, and it gives him an idea. Theo calls for Sejun's attention, asking him to tell the thief that he did not throw away the leaves. Sejun says that, of course, he didn't throw away the leaves, leaving the Minotaur aghast. Sejun claims that the grass had an important role and was spread on the field to conserve moisture in the ground. The Minotaur is suddenly regretting picking a quarrel with Theo, and he finds it hard to believe that he stole something. He apologizes to Sejun, who claims that a simple apology won't work after stealing. Sejun then straight up demands 100 tower coins from the Minotaur, saying that it was compensation for making a mess of his field and stealing his grass. With this, the chapter ends. It is hard to tell who is more greedy, Sejun or Michael, both of whom are planning to earn as much as they can by any means possible. It was surprising to learn about the contraceptive nature of mana and also to see Theo standing up to a monster much larger than him. What will happen between Sejun and the Minotaur? And what will happen with the Tower Farm project? Let us find the answers to these and more questions in the next video. Till then, like, comment, and subscribe so that we can keep bringing such entertaining videos to you. Don't forget to download Raid Shadow Legend from my link to claim amazing rewards, and then meet me on the battlefield.